Hi, ladies and they thems. Hi. Okay, so let me give a little update on my phone detox. I say phone detox, but I'm not detoxing. I'm still on my phone, hella. It's an internet detox. I haven't been on the internet as often, as much. And okay, so here's what I've done. I have sorry, girl. I started using the screen time settings on my phone. I've never in my life even touched that part of my settings, but I have made it to where my phone, the majority of my apps, so TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, even YouTube and Hulu and stuff like that, or not Hulu, I don't know. But anyway, all of the social media, internet type of apps that I'm on, all the time, they don't come on until 9 o'clock in the morning, which is when I take my breakfast break at work. So, my shift starts at 7, so I get up at 6 in the morning, go to work, and I allow myself, I'm Spotify is always available and Patreon is always available because I'm still letting myself listen to music and podcasts. I'm not doing a complete, everything I love and enjoy detox. That's crazy. So obviously I listen to music on the way to work, podcasts, stuff like that. But my phone basically doesn't work except for my alarm and my Spotify and Patreon until 9 o'clock in the morning, because something I've realized is that if I'm on my phone, I'm on social media, which is kind of annoying. So altogether, for me to not be on social media, I'm also not on my phone that much anymore. I have noticed that out of habit, if I do get on my phone a little bit before 9 o'clock in the morning, if I'm at work and I'm taking a break or something, I'll go through my camera roll and delete a bunch of stuff. I'll clean out different things like my notes app and stuff like that. So that way it's I'm using my phone, but I'm not doom scrolling, which is what I wanted to put an end to. And it's worked. And even when I do have access to the social media, I have a limit for 1 hour on TikTok, 1 hour on Instagram, and I think it's 30 minutes combined of Snapchat, Facebook, and then 30 minutes on Twitter. So it's because Snapchat and Facebook I don't use often. Snapchat, I pretty much just snap my friends back and forth a little bit, and that is a primary source of communication for me and my best friend. And then it's there's a group chat that I'm in on there. But other than that, I don't use Snapchat that often. And then Facebook, I also don't. I just kind of peek in a little bit on Facebook, and that's it. And sometimes my grandma sends me stuff that she wants me to look at. So that's how my phone has been working lately. And 9 o'clock at night it goes off, and I have yet to ignore my limit after 9 o'clock. Because typically when my phone goes off at 9, I say goes off, but it's when the screen time thing comes up at 9 o'clock, what do? Oh, I go and take a shower. So one of my goals was to try to not use my phone at least an hour before I go to bed. And that has worked every night since Monday. And today's Friday. But, so I've done that properly every night, where it's I go to bed around 10:30 typically. But I get in the shower at 9. I get out and I'm laying down in bed by at least 9:45. And then I read for a few minutes. And then I set my alarms, obviously. But yeah, I haven't scrolled on my phone. I've doom scrolled here and there. Yes, on my day off, Wednesday, I doom scrolled a little bit just because I was off of work. But a big thing that I've been doing recently has been Sudokus. I figured it out. I know I said in my other video that I didn't really know how they worked, but I do now. And I'm getting the hang of it, ish. So I've done those. I've been doing a lot of word searches, and I read a whole entire book. Oh my God. I probably should grab it, but it's all the way back there. I'm right there. But, yeah, so I read a book I need to take my medicine. It's almost 8:30, y'all. But yeah, I read a book called The Ultimate Happiness Prescription. That's the one that I mentioned in my last video, my shopping haul. Read the whole entire thing. I liked it. I annotated a little bit. I love to annotate a book. That is one thing that, like, I almost feel like to annotate feels like obviously it feels like I'm consuming it like better and I'm like understanding it more, obviously, but it makes me want to continue to read so that I can see like, ooh, what else is going to pop out at me that I can annotate. And I don't do anything crazy, but so yeah, I've annotated a little bit. I like it. There was this one page, I literally took a picture of it. I was reading it outside on my lunch break while I was eating lunch at work, and I took a picture. Cute. Took a picture where I highlighted, and it's like a lot of times I'll just go through and highlight or underline things that like really stick out to me, and sometimes I'll put like a note next to it or whatever. I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. Or it's not really a hiccup. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it says, the people you feel wronged by will never apologize and make your wounds and grievances go away. And then one more sentence. And then the next sentence says, no one has ever been made happy by proving that they are right. And that was something that really stuck out to me because I thought about it and I was like, I've been right about a lot of things. And no matter how right I am, I still feel like crap about it because typically what I'm right about is like something bad. So I'd be like, oh, I can prove that this person doesn't like me and I can guarantee that I'm right. And in theory, you would think, oh, because I'm right, that makes me happy. But it's like, well, no, because that's something that I wanted to be wrong about. I didn't want to be right. I just so happened to be. That's happened to me a lot where it's like a confirmation thing of like, I knew that this was going to happen. It doesn't make it hurt any less that I knew about it, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, I was aware of it. Yes, I did have it in the back of my mind that it was probably going to happen. But that doesn't make it any easier now that it has happened. All it makes me be able to say is, oh, I was right. Look at that. It happened just like I said it would. But I'm still upset about, like, depending on what it is, it still is, like, painful to deal with. So that really stuck out to me. And then, of course, the sentence before that, like, the people you feel wronged by will never apologize and make your wounds and grievances go away. And I thought about that because I was like, sometimes they will. Sometimes people will apologize, but it won't make like the hurt go away. And sometimes people won't apologize ever. And sometimes that will either do or don't make the hurt go away. It doesn't matter because, sometimes you can like forgive them without an apology. Like, it just depends on how you like handle things. But that like really stuck out to me because I feel like it's like so weird to even say this, but like I expect apologies from people because I know that I'm capable of apologizing. I do, and I would again. Like, it doesn't matter what the situation is. If I can recognize that I was wrong about it, I don't have any problem apologizing. I mean, I will say that it's hard to do. It's not something that I enjoy. Like I enjoy knowing that I've like done the right thing, but I don't like enjoy that awkward conversation and that like that confrontation that has to happen. I don't enjoy that particularly, but I'm capable of doing it. And so I feel like I always want, like, I'm like, if it would have been the other way around, I would have apologized to you. So how come you can't muster up the courage to apologize to me? And something that I think that I've realized as of late is that a lot of times people are raised, I think that I've kind of learned that I don't get along with people that have never been through like an adverse childhood experience type of thing, where it's like you've never had anything bad happen to you. And that sounds horrible. That sounds so horrible to say. But it's not that I don't get along, but I feel as though I get along better with people that have grown up with a struggle, because it's like, you know how people say, oh, you don't know what life's about. You've never, you know what I'm saying? I think that people that essentially don't know what life is about because they don't know a struggle with money or relationships or you know, like anything of that nature in your life growing up, especially like when you're impressionable as like a child, if you don't know what that struggle is, then you won't do anything that makes you uncomfortable because you don't think that you should have to, which is weird in my opinion, because to even be able to say, oh, well, I don't want to do that because like I just don't feel like it, and so nobody should ever make me. To me, that's a privilege in and of itself, because if I were like, you could apply that to any situation. Like there were times when I was younger where it's like, well, I don't want to switch schools because I'm moving in with my grandparents, but I don't have another choice. Sometimes you gotta do things that are uncomfortable. It gives you character. You know what I'm saying? It adds more to you. You really do know what life is about when you've gone through something that teaches you what life is about. If you've never experienced like a single shred of instability, and like for example, like I don't know, a military brat or something where it's like, oh yeah, we moved around a lot, so it was hard for me to, like, this isn't my experience at all, because I've actually stayed in the same area my whole entire life. But for people that like I said, they don't know, or it's not they don't know, but they're not very good at like keeping or like maintaining like a friendship because they still have that fear in the back of their mind that like, oh, I'm going to have to move away soon because that's what they experienced growing up. Like that is someone who I would say is like, they know a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who doesn't always know where their next meal is going to come from. Somebody who had to start working young because they were broke and their family was broke. Hello, me. So it's like, not everybody, there's just that certain sect of like, what's the word? Sector? Sect? I think it's sect. Is sector a word? What is that? Why am I thinking of sector? What is sector? Girl, I do not know where that word just came from. I don't think it's a real word, but I feel like it is. I don't know anything at all. But listen, there's a certain group of people that don't know anything about a struggle. So when they're faced with like anything difficult, anything uncomfortable, whether it's like a conversation or like just someone not liking them or them not liking somebody, or just going up to somebody and saying, hey, that hurt my feelings, like anything like that, they can't do it because they don't think that they should. So they think that they still expect everything to happen to them, and like everything good to happen to them. And so they essentially have this mindset that nothing bad will ever happen to them because nothing bad has ever happened to them. And it's like, I'm sorry, I can't really mess with people like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you gotta live, you know what I'm saying? Like I have learned, I've been friends with so many different people. I've been friends with like people who were drug addicts, people who have never touched a drug, people who are super religious, people who have like been in and out of jail, people who don't have parents, people who, you know, like just all these different things, like star athletes of like the football team, cheerleaders. I was a theater kid. I played soccer. I've been on different sides of like everything, even the political spectrum. I've been friends with everybody on every side because it's like growing up in the South, it's rare that people are on the left-leaning side of the political spectrum. So, you know, growing up, some of my closest friends like turned out to like, be like Republicans, and they voted for Donald Trump. And it's like, man, we used to kick it in elementary school. What happened? You know what I mean? But I just feel like that, as much as I can get along with literally anyone, but it's a lot harder to get along with people that don't, like I said, they don't know, they've been privileged. And my thing is that I am jealous of those people to a certain extent, because it's like, I'd kill to have that. You know what I mean? I would kill to like, for those people that have that like, I don't know, my parents bought me my first car. It was brand new. They pay the insurance. They pay the payments. I don't even have to get a job in high school. And it's like, that's so wonderful. Do you know what I would do for that experience? Like, seriously, I'm not, that sounds like I'm trying to be mean, but it's like genuinely, like, that's like a jealousy that I have that. I'm so jealous of people that were handed these things. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I wasn't, because if I were to be handed that, and if I were to be essentially treated like a princess, like a lot of people like have been by their parents, then I probably wouldn't be as cool as I am now. I'd probably be so annoying. Oh my God. I would be so annoying and like entitled if I never, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, well, my mommy and daddy did all of this for me, so that means that like you should too. And it's like the type of family that like they go on vacation like 4 times a year. Like every 3 months they're like on a cruise or on a plane or traveling around Europe. And it's like, what? And they're like, they have like a full ride like scholarship to Harvard. And it's like, you're bougie. And my thing is that there's nothing wrong with having that lifestyle. It's the character though. It's the lack of character, because nothing shapes you as a person. Nothing, bends and breaks you or anything like that. You don't go through anything that makes you wonder like, oh, why do people act like this? Or why does this have to happen to me? Nothing. If you don't go through something like that, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds weird because like having this conversation is weird, because it's like, to say that I think people should go through like adverse experiences is so crazy to say out loud. But I don't mean it in a way where I think that like, oh, I hate everybody. I want them to go through what I went through. But I think that it would give you a little more character, and you would have a broader horizon of like how you feel about other people. Because that's why I think that I'm such an understanding person, is because of the things that I've been through. I would never judge somebody for not having a mom, or somebody who has like a parent in jail, or a custody battle, or they're a foster kid, or they have been homeless, or they're, poor or unclean or something like that. I would never judge somebody for that, because it's like, hello, I've been there. Hello. This isn't you know what I'm saying? And there comes like a level of understanding that is just not there with people that have never even been around somebody who knows the struggle. It's like so far away from them. But for me and people like me, it's real close to home. So of course I'm not going to judge you if you have like a drug addiction, or, if you're in like a toxic relationship that you feel like you can't get out of. I would never judge that, because whether I've been there or done that or not, it doesn't even matter at this point. I've had enough happen to me that I understand life sucks sometimes. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know, y'all. There's a lot there. But, anyway, I don't know how I got from my phone detox to that. But, I think I was talking about the book I was reading and apologizing. Okay, yeah. So, period. But yeah, the phone detox has been going good. Like I said, I've been reading a lot more. I'm finally, since I finished, there's a weird part of me that wants to like kind of read multiple books at the same time, but then at the same time I'm like, oh, I don't know, that would stress me bad. So I have a lot of books to read, but I finished The Ultimate Happiness Prescription, and that was like small. That was a small book that I finished it in 3 days. Like I started it Monday, I was done by Wednesday, and I could have finished it sooner, but I kind of kept it so that I wouldn't like just snap through it like that or whatever. But I'm on The Body Keeps the Score now. Y'all have no idea how excited I was to start reading that. I'm literally in the first, I don't even think I've made it to page 20 yet. So I'm in the first 10, 15, but I'm so happy about it. I'm so glad that I have it. It's such a big book and the words are tiny. Oh, I have a lot. It's going to take me a while to finish that. But I'm very excited. Like I said, I've already started annotating in just the beginning pages of what I've read so far. He's talking about, I think the author is a man, I think. I don't know. Women don't write books. No, I'm just kidding. The author he's talking about how he had, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like appointments, but he's talking about his experiences with, veterans, war veterans with PTSD, and the things that they're recalling and how they're reacting to these things and stuff like that. So it's getting pretty interesting. And while we're on the topic of war, whoa, dude, big thing happening. So I've talked about it before. I'm pretty sure. I think I have. I'm joining the military next year. Hey, shout out, go Army. You know what I'm saying? So I have an appointment with my recruiter on Friday, a week from today. Who's excited? Me. I'm excited. I have to drive 45 minutes to go see him at 10 o'clock in the morning. Hold on, brother. 10 o'clock in the morning, Friday, going all the way over there to see him, and I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm excited. I'm everything. But it's like, I'm kind of annoyed because it's so far away. I'm not able to leave until 5 months from now, which is like, whatever, you know what I mean? It'll fly. And also I need the time to get prepared anyway, because you can't see my full body right now, but I'm still 200 pounds. I don't even know. I've literally given up at this point. I've went through, like, all I've been eating recently had been like protein, healthy, like, carbs, healthy fats. Like, not even that I was like paying too much attention to it, but it's like, maybe not as much fruit as I should have been eating, but like vegetables, protein, even more protein, and then on top of that some more protein. It's like, I'm sorry, I cannot eat any better than what I had been doing. So I've kind of, I hate to say this, but I've kind of given up on trying. I'm still going to the gym. I'm going crazy at the gym, not gonna lie, but I'm just so annoyed with the eating, because I'm like, nothing is working. Like, nothing is working, guys. It's like, I don't know. It's whatever. Like, maybe the recruiter will help me out. Like, I'm being for real. I'm hoping that he will, because hold on. I ghosted my recruiter for, like, let's see. So the last time I texted him was like May 6th. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November. I ghosted him for a full 6 months. Full on 6 months. It was like almost exactly 6 months, like to the day. Wow, I ghosted the crap out of him. Cool. But I texted him, I was like, hey, sorry I ghosted you. But I was at the gym thinking about it, and I was like, because this has kind of been on my mind for a few days, I was like, the workouts that I'm doing, I don't think are like army friendly. Like, not army friendly, but I don't think that they're like army preparation type of workouts. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like basic training level workouts. So I was like, what's that? So I was like, what is that? There's like a flashing, oh, it's my camera. Cool. But I was like, I should text him. I should call him. No, I was like, I texted him and I was like, hey, sorry, I kind of ghosted you. I was like, is there any chance you could help? What did I say? At this point, let's just read it. Eek! Look, this being our text just from like one day is crazy. Literally all the way. But anyway, I was like, hey, sorry I kind of ghosted you. I've been busy. Which isn't really true. I haven't been that busy, but it's more been like, I haven't wanted to talk to him, okay? I've been kind of busy. I've been busy. I do still plan on enlisting in April. I said, any chance you have any workout tips to get prepared for basic? For me, that is literally the only reason I texted him. And I thought he was going to help me out through tech. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. So I said, I've been doing a lot of cardio and I feel like I should be doing more strength training, ? Thanks in advance. And I said that because all I've been doing is cardio for the most part. And I was like, should I be lifting weights? Oh my God. Should I be up there? Because here's my thing. At the gym, I'm low-key scared to go over to the actual weightlifting area. You're lucky that I can even go. You're lucky. I'm lucky that I even go to the where the hip abduction and then the assisted pull-up machine. They're in two separate spots for, like, at My Planet Fitness. I don't know how they all work, but they're at two separate spots. You're lucky that I even go over there. I go there, and then I go to the treadmill, then I go to the Stairmaster, then I go back to the treadmill, and that's it. And sometimes if I'm feeling frisky, I'll go get a little massage. So I'm like, I don't go to the front section where the weightlifting area is, where that's where people be and they be you know what I'm saying, like the bench press. What is that? What it's called? Okay, bench press, deadlift. That's kind of all I got. I'm not gonna lie, that's all I got. There's more. What is it, like a power clean? Is that a thing? Is that a workout? A power clean? I feel like that is. Y'all, I don't know anything about anything. So that's where people, and they do the curls or whatever. That's where everybody does those freaking workouts. And then the like lats, I think is this thing where you like, and then there's another one where you like pull it apart. You push it. I don't know. There's a lot, and I don't go over there. And then, even the part where they do their legs, like the calves, and then where you like raise your knees up, or not your knees, but your, like, I don't know, all of those fancy leg, like calf workouts. And then there's this weird one that I see people do where they go like this in the chair, and I guess they're pulling weight. I don't know how they're pulling the weight. I don't know what any of that is. And I was like, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, what am I at the gym for if I'm not doing these things? And I understand that everybody does different things at the gym, but I'm just saying, like, I should be doing some weightlifting probably. Why did I say it like that? Probably. I probably should be doing some freaking weightlifting. So I don't know. So that's why I texted the recruiter, and he goes, yes. First of all, so he says yes. Hold on. Not me dissecting the text messages we're going to go through and we're going to dissect the messages between my recruiter and I. He goes, yes. And then he doesn't actually give me any tips. But don't burn yourself. First of all, with what? Chlamydia? Second, I guess he means like just don't do like too much working out. But I'm like, I guess that's a tip. Thanks. And he goes, when you able to come in to start with the process? First of all, sir, sergeant, whatever you are, whoever you are, Mr. Recruiter, I know his name, but Mr. Recruiter, I was like, hold on. I was like, wait, hold on. I just was asking a question. Oh no. I was like, stop. Okay, you're scaring me. Back up. You know what I mean? So I was like, hold on. But he goes, and also, can I just say that he loves to like double and triple text. Like I don't want to show the actual text, but it's like, this was me. He sends 2. I send 1. He sends 2. I send 1. He sends 2, 3, 4, 5. I send 1. He sends 3. I send 2. He sends 4. I send 1. He sends 1. Like, it's so funny how he sends so many texts, bro. And I think that another thing that makes me laugh about like texting a recruiter is that it's like, he's in the Army, so he knows what he's talking about. I do not. I'm not in the Army. Not yet. So I'm like, I'm just over here like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, hi. I'm like that girl, hey, how y'all doing? That's how I am. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, I don't know what. It's like frying me because he's like, sir, yes, sir. And I'm just over here like, I'm still a civilian. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why that's so funny to me. But then he goes, when you able to come in and start with the process? He said, right now, everyone who's enlisting is not leaving until April or May of next year. First of all, I don't know why. He kind of texts in like broken English. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I know what he looks like because after I got his contact information and I like saved it into my phone, he kept coming up on my Facebook, like recommended people as like friends, and he's like in his uniform and like his hat and everything. And I'm like, okay, recruiter on Facebook. Cool. But, I don't know. I guess his name, maybe he does have an accent. I don't know anything about anything. But anyway, he goes, right now, everyone who's enlisting is not leaving until April, May next year. Y'all, here's my thing. This is what I do know for a fact. Recruiters lie to you. And like, it makes sense. They're like, the way that I see them is like a car salesman. Or I mean, it's just anyone trying to sell you anything. They're gonna lie. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I don't know. But I guess I'm kind of worried because I'm like, how true is this that you're even saying right now? And it's like, how much can you lie? You know what I'm saying? So I just got a little nervous and I said, really? How come? He said, due to the jobs we're in November and pretty much everything is filled for December, January, February, March. He said, also, we can pull job for next year time frame. And so I'm thinking like, oh, that's like perfect. But my issue is that I'm like, is he just saying that because he knows that I don't know what any of that means? And you know what I'm saying? Like, so I have to be a little wary. So when I go in on Friday, I'm literally just going to talk. I'm not planning to like sign any paperwork or anything. And I was like, okay, awesome. And then he was like, the job will tell us when you're leaving to basic training. He said, you could enlist today, but not leaving until next year. Hella. Because, okay, here's my issue. The reason that I'm so adamant about not leaving until after April 11th specifically is because my best friend is getting married and I'm the maid of honor. I have to be there. This is important. Es muy importante. I need to, let me brush up on my Spanish, y'all. Not too much. Yeah, I passed Spanish 1 and 2. But yeah, so I'm like, I can't play around with this. This isn't something I can mess with and just be like, oh yeah, I can leave at any time. Nope. Hey, that's not even true, brother. Because if it was, I would have been gone. You know what I'm saying? But, I said, and it's guaranteed that I won't leave until next year. I said, I don't want to sign up for anything and risk missing the wedding I'm staying here for. He said, yes, ma'am. Hey, yes, ma'am. You choose the job. Nobody chooses for you. And then he sent me a picture. I feel like he's low-key doxing this girl because I know her full name and the last 4 digits of her social security number. I know her MOS. I know everything about this poor girl. I know how long her term is. He just sent me a picture of the entire, application thing. So it has all of her information. It even has where she's going. I guess where she's going for MEPS. And I'm like, girl, you telling me all this lady's information? I didn't even want to know this. But he sent it to me and it's circled what he's talking about, which is funny. Bro, I'm imagining him taking the picture and then circling what he circled on the screen. It's funny to imagine people. Okay, can I try to explain it like this? And I don't even know if it's going to make sense. But you know how, when you see your teacher outside of school, or, you see a picture of your teacher, when she was, 5 years younger than how you know her now. And it's oh, that was you, when you were in college. And it's what? And you have that realization that, that's, a real person that does things other than teaching. It sounds so stupid, but you know what I'm saying? Seeing your teacher somewhere, not in her teacher clothes, and I'm saying her because only girls are teachers, obviously. But you see her not in her teacher clothes, not with students, none of that. And it's what? What are you doing with, you're wearing shorts right now? Is that even allowed? You know what I'm saying? You're wearing a tank top? Hold on. It's so, shocking. So that's how and it just reminds you that, I said, teachers do normal things. But then, I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of how I feel about the recruiter, is that it's or that's how I feel about anyone who's has a serious job of I don't know, a principal or just any type of administration position. But it's in the Army, it's bro, you're literally in the Army, but you also have you take pictures on your phone. How are you even allowed to do that? You can just do anything, basically. You can text people on your phone, but you're in the Army. Is that allowed? I don't know why, but I just have this weird association that if you're a teacher, all you're allowed to do is teach. And if you're in the Army, all you're allowed to do is salute. I don't know. Am I tweaking out? It's funny, y'all. Everybody laugh. It's funny. So anyway, he sends me a picture with it circled, and it does say that this girl's basic training is January, February, March, April, May. It's June. Her basic training starts in June, and she enlisted, it doesn't say it on here, so I don't know if he was, totally lying. Well, no, I don't think he was lying because it does say it right here. What does that mean? What is temporary? See, I don't know what these freaking words mean. I know what temporary means, but I don't know what reservation date means. This doesn't say her enlistment. Whatever. This is crazy. He said she enlisted on Monday, November 3rd, and she's not leaving until June 2026, as she asked. And I said, that's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Oh, and then he told me, sorry, I think that there's something literally inside of my nose. It feels like it's here. It's probably just snot, which is really gross, but I thought that there was literally something there. But anyway, he said, but I would have to enlist first. I just realized what he said. See, and that's why you have to dissect these text messages, because first of all, I was at the gym. I was texting him while I was on the Stairmaster. So I'm I'm like, I'm on the Stairmaster, and when I'm on the, like, the treadmill or Stairmaster or anything, I have my phone set up this way, so it's, like, it's facing me, so that if I get a text, I'll see it. And so I'm, like, reading it as I'm, like, going up and down and walking, and then I grab my phone, and I'm texting him, also, like, still while on the Stairmaster. But anyway, he goes, once you enlist, and I liked these messages as well. Once you enlist, you become future soldier, which you do training every other week in person for 1 hour and report by text messages every week. So first of all, I would have to enlist first. And see, my fear is that, this is my fear, is that there's going to be some sort of, like, clause in, like, the paperwork or something, like, in the fine print that says, even though they gave me a ship out date, that could change at any time. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to figure out whether or not that's true, right? Like, I want to know, is that possible? Because if that is possible, I won't sign any papers until after my best friend's wedding, like, duh. But if it's, like, 100% guaranteed, and it would, like, literally be a crime to try to ship me off before my ship date, like, and it's guaranteed set in stone that I do not have to go anywhere until after April 11th, then of course I'll do it, because I do kind of want to do the future soldier program, because I had looked it up before, and I could be wrong about this, but I think that the delayed entry program and the future soldier program are the same thing, and it's typically for, like, high school students, to get you, like, on the right path, or it's for people like me that have something essentially holding them back from enlisting, like, right now today. So, like, what do I have? What was I going to say? Oh, there is the program will help you, like, get academically ready, which is something that I definitely need, because I haven't taken a test in, like, 2 years, basically. Wait, that's crazy. Hello. I haven't taken a test in literally forever. I've never taken the ASVAB. In high school, I never took any of those big fancy tests, like the SAT, the ACT, whatever those stupid tests are. I never took those for, like, college preparation, because one thing about me in high school, I knew I wasn't going to college. I knew I wasn't going to college, and I was, like, literally, it was talked about ad nauseum all the time. Just make sure that you do your college recommendation and this and that for your college and for your blah and blah blah, and it was all that I heard, like, my junior and senior year of high school, and I was, like, sick to my stomach every time one of those stupid guidance counselors would come in and be like, today I'm going to talk about college. I'd be like, how about I literally, no, let me not even say that, but it's like, how about I just leave? Like, I'm not going to college. I will, like, no. So that always made me super annoyed. So I made sure to never take those tests. Like the AP exam. I was in was I just in 2 AP classes? No, well, because I was in 3 AP classes my high school, throughout all 4 of my high school years. I was in AP Lang my junior year, and then I was in AP Psychology and AP Literature my senior year. Never once took an AP exam, but I remember everybody else talking about it, and I was like, I don't need to take this. The college people don't need to know. I'm not going there. So anyway, so I kind of like the idea of the future soldier program for physical help, because, girl, I think I have to lose like 40 pounds. Everybody leave me alone. Because I think I have to be like 160 to get in, right? Or no? Because I also heard, see, this is why I'm so confused, and this is why I really need to talk to a recruiter, like, in person, because I have so many questions. But I heard that, like, he made me tell him my height and weight. I was like, stop, I'm embarrassed. Please don't ask me. But, y'all, bye. But, I think I heard that, like, if you're in basic and you're, like, on the fatter side, they'll just give you less food. And if you're on the skinnier side, they'll just give you more food. And, like, I guess that makes sense. And I've seen people, like, losing, like, 30 pounds in a matter of, like, 2 months. Because basic training is, like, 8 to 10 weeks. So, like, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, if you're bigger. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I know it's possible for me to lose a bunch of weight, but, like, I don't know. I'm just... whether or not I have to be 160 pounds, because I don't know where I got that from. I think it was like the Army website. because I think that it's one of the requirements for being in the Army, but I don't think that you have to be the second that you go to basic training. They don't I don't think that they weigh you and make sure that you are under that criteria, because like I said, if you're fat, they'll give you less food. If you're skinny, they'll give you more food, right? So it makes sense, because basic training is a 10-week course that gets you prepared so that you can graduate to become a soldier. So it makes sense that you wouldn't have to fit the criteria yet. But when you get in there, you're going to fit the criteria by the time you get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Duh. But there's a moth. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I actually have to be 160 pounds, but whether or not I do have to be that, I still want to be at least a little skinnier. My goal in the next 5 months is to get down to 170, because I've been there before. I've been 160 before. It was back in my eating disorder days, so it wasn't a healthy weight loss. But I'm trying to do it healthily, and I can't even get none of the weight off. What's going on? It would work faster if I starved myself. Not too much, because I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying. Anyway, and I have to go to him in this. Well, it's once every other week, he said. And it's just an hour a day. Oh, and then today, by the way, at the gym, I saw a guy come in and he had on a U.S. Army hoodie. And then he was with two other, younger guys. One of them, it's one of those situations where you can't, and not too much, you might be able to apply this to me, but when you look at him, you can't tell if he's 17 or 35. I'm sorry, that sounds crazy. The way that he carries himself, 35. His facial appearance, strictly face, 35. But his height and his size, 17. So I was really thrown off by that guy. I'm so sorry. But I'm is he in high school? Is he in high school, or is he... You know what I'm saying? I had a few questions about that. But so the Army guy with the Army hoodie on was with that ambiguous looking man. And then he was with another, definitely a teenager, had to be no older than 18. He was with them, and when he walked in, he was kind of showing them, I guess, around, pointing things out and talking about it and whatever. My nose itches so bad. I'm so sorry, y'all. He was showing them around kind of, and I didn't hear what he was saying because I had my headphones on, but he was saying things about what he was pointing at. And then I saw him sort of coaching them through different workouts and stuff. And to me, it looked like this was a situation like what I'm going to have to do, where you go in with a recruiter and then they sort of help you through these things. That's what it kind of looked like. Maybe he was doing that with two people. I don't know. Because it's they did a bunch of different workouts. They went all over the gym. They were there for at least an hour, because they got there after I had already been there for a little bit, but they were still there when I was leaving, and I'm there for at least 2 hours. So that was cool. They were on the treadmill, jogging by the time I was leaving. So my assumption is that that's what the vibe was there. So that was pretty cool. But it's kind of weird. Well, I don't know, because it's I'm thinking about it, and where the offices are, the two that are closest to me, the armed forces, career centers, both of them are 45 minutes away. So I'm and then on top of that, but there's also a Planet Fitness in both of the cities I'm thinking about, where the centers are for the Army and the any armed forces career. They all have a Planet Fitness near them. So I don't know why, but whatever. I'm worried about the wrong thing. But then this made me giggle. I was just asking what times I could show up, and I was more so asking when during the day could I come for the whole seeing you once every 2 weeks or whatever you said. I was asking that because of my own work schedule, because I work full time. I told him that. I said, what times could I come? I work full time. I said, this is where it gets crazy. I said, but I'm off every other Wednesday and every other Friday. And at this point, this was on Wednesday. This was on a Wednesday that I was off. So 2 days ago. And he goes, are you off next Wednesday? I said, no, next Friday. He goes, okay, exclamation point. I will see you next Friday. Hey, hold on, challenge. I didn't even say that. I should have been like, actually, I don't even have any days off at all. What? I was like, I'm not even, hey, relax. Why do recruiters have to be so annoying? It's like, I know that you want me to like enlist, but like relax though. You know, like back up out of my face. Even though I'm the one who texted him first about all of this, back up out of my face, dude. Okay, I will see you next Friday. I'm like, I didn't even get an option. He didn't say, can you come in next Friday? What? And then he goes, bring the following documents: driver's license, birth certificate, high school, or he said high diploma. So high school diploma and social security card. What? And then he goes, 10 a.m. work, ? And then he said, I don't remember your age. I said, I'm 19 and 10 a.m. should work. And I said, what exactly am I coming for? Because at this point I was confused. I was like, you just told me to come in. I don't even know why. I'm just showing up with all my information ever. What's going to happen to me? Like, what's happening? He goes, to go over everything to start process. Sir, I never said, like, sir, literally, like, sir, I never said I want to start the process. I'm scared. God, like, you're so annoying. Okay. I said, okay, awesome. Thank you. And then he tells me the address and he goes, Army door. Why would I go through the Air Force door? I'm not like, I'm going to go through the Army door. Y'all, whatever. He goes, how tall and weight? Stop. I don't want to tell you that. And I said 5'6" and 197 pounds. I don't want to tell you my height and weight. I'm so embarrassed. And then he goes, good. First of all, that cannot be good. I'm obese. Like, that can't. Bro, I'm obese. I'm morbidly obese. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that can't be good. Don't say good, bro. I'm text him literally being like, I'm overweight. And he's like, good. What? Like, back up. Like, I can't do this. And then he sends me these long messages talking about asking me all these crazy questions. Have you ever been diagnosed with asthma? Yes. ADHD? No. Currently taking medication? Yeah. Or been prescribed in the past? Yeah. Surgery? Yeah, I actually just, literally not kidding, I just had a surgery back in April. That was 7 months ago now, but I had a surgery in April. Shout out TMJ. The surgery didn't even fix me. I'm not even gonna lie. I paid literally $900 for it to not fix me. So that's actually super annoying. Surgery, yes. Broken bones in the past? Never, ever. I've never broken a bone. Body piercings? Number 1. Number 2, girl. And I'm so annoyed. I'm like, don't tell me to take out my piercings like right now. I'll take out my piercings. Y'all, what's crazy for real? I'm not taking out these piercings until I'm at the MEPS hotel, brother. I need to be doing the duck walk. I've done a lot of research on like the process, so I kind of know what's going on. And I know what how MEPS works. MEPS works. I kind of get the vibe. But anyway, body piercings and tattoos on neck or face, no. And he goes, drugs with 2 question marks. I was like, what do you mean? Like, no, I don't do drugs. If I did drug, why would I tell my Army recruiter? Whatever. Because I obviously assume that they're going to drug test me. So I'm like, whatever. And I explained my medical history, I guess. And I also had to include that I sprained my ankle when I was 13, which was literally 6 years ago. But yeah, guys, like, I'm so scared, but it's not like I'm scared. It's just more of like, I really do feel like I'm taking a bigger step because I have yet, like, as I've been thinking about this process, for almost a year. I think like February will be a year. What month is it now? November, December, January, February. Yeah, so it's been about 9 months since since the thought popped into my head. So obviously I'm excited, and I've like full on already made the decision. It's not a thing of like, oh, well, what if I don't do it? You know what I mean? But it's just crazy. It's like, I'm scared. And then these 5 months that I have to wait until my best friend's wedding is like, I'm ready for it to go by. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where when you're really excited for something that's really far away, there's that phase where it's all that you're thinking about. So it seems like the time is moving very, very slow. But then once it gets closer, I will literally blink and it'll be February. And then I'll blink and I'll be on the bus to basic training. So it's not like I have to actually, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just one of those things where I wish I could not even fast forward, but I wish that I could get that idea out of my head that everything is moving so slow right now. Because it's not. I mean, it's already November 7th. Today is a week into November. What? It's been... I won't even get into all of that. We won't speak on it. Not right now. You know what that just reminded me of? What's that video of Candace Owens where she's like, what is it that she says? You know what video I'm talking about, where she does like that weird thing with her eyes or whatever, and she's like, nah, 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 nah. Like, she's weird. Candace Owens. Anyway, thanks for listening to me rant and like dissecting my Army recruiter's text messages like a weirdo, by the way. I'm so excited. Maybe I'll make a vlog after I see him and I'll explain what he told me. Shout out. I hope you guys are going to miss me while I'm at basic training for 8 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever. I hope you guys miss my vlogs, even though I have like less than 100 subscribers and I get maybe 10 views on a video if I'm lucky. So yeah, but hope you guys miss me. Something I do need to do is like a scrapbook tour video. Cause I've been working real hard at that scrapbook, girl. Period. So yeah, bye guys. Thanks for watching.